Christchurch's gondola, trams and punting are ready and waiting for tourists, but they're nowhere to be seen.
We're only getting probably 20%, 25% of the bookings through our punting and tram operations that we used to get.
Michael had assumed the cruise ships would be back in Lyttleton by now, and he'd planned for thousands of extra tourists to be visiting his various attractions. But that's not the case.
It was after the quakes. We planned to coming in 2012, then 2013, so it's the port just delaying things, I believe.
That date is set for 2017, but if no one is prepared to pay for a new $40 million wharf, it won't be built, and the cruise ships won't be returning anytime soon.
So this is the first time I'm hearing this. What I'm definitely saying is that there needs to be some conversation between the port and likely partners so that we can get this back on track.
The Lyttleton Port has proposed to build the new 350-metre wharf, but says it can't afford to without the government or the City Council chipping in. This is because the cruise ships are a small earner for the port, bringing in just $2 million a year in docking fees.
Too much of a hassle for them. They don't really want it to happen. They're using their public company status as an excuse.
There's a problem here where the port simply has a narrow view, which is based on how much it can earn. And that is set by the average price that cruise ships are prepared to pay to actually tie up at a wharf in New Zealand.
Without the wharf, the cruise ships are travelling to Akaroa, an hour and a half away, and 13 of the larger cruise ships can't fit inside Akaroa's much smaller harbour. This means Michael's attractions are missing thousands of extra visitors and thousands of dollars in lost revenue.
Something like 3,000 customers or passengers, another 1,000 crew each, so it's equivalent to 50,000 people. It's like 2,000 busloads of people with their wallets open, willing to spend money in the central city, and they're not coming.
With limited visitors, his various businesses are suffering. Even in the midst of school holidays, he's only running 3 trams. Before the earthquakes, however, he was running 5.
We take probably 200, 300 customers a day. On a cruise boat day, we'd take 1,000.
The gondola was another favourite of the cruise ships. It was one of the only places the visitors could take photos of their ship from above when it sat in Lyttleton Harbour. Visitor numbers are down by a third. To bring them back, Michael's suggestion is to delay the larger wharf terminal and build something smaller.
So they're saying we need $40 million for a terminal. All we want is a wharf. Now, I know they can get that old wharf up and running on the inner harbour for $20 million. Done deal.
Michael also hopes that once the Christchurch City Council owns 100% of the port, it will put pressure on the board to rebuild a wharf for the cruise ships. We haven't been able to reach the chief executive of the port today for comment on this, but we hope to hear from him later this week. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.